Welcome to week 4. So, whew, you have made it to week 4. Like, amazing. Yeah, amazing. How are you feeling? I hope pretty good. Or you could be like, oh my God, this is like craziness, right? Because this is meant to be an emotional roller coaster. Plus, it doesn't help that I'm kind of nuts, right? So, but let's be nuts together, and in a way that, you know, we want you to feel like you can be whoever you need to be, because that's always going to be that's normal, right? We all have different versions of ourselves at different times for different reasons, and that's perfectly normal, and that's definitely okay. So week 4, we now are going to be building new beliefs. So it's one thing to go, okay, I recognize, and I'm being brutally honest, this is where I've been, and which is very hard to do. That's the hardest part, really, is recognizing those things. Because nobody wants to be like, that's like, oh, yeah, I suck here, I suck here, I suck here. But it's not meant to be a thing of more things to feel sorry for ourselves to keep us down. That is not what we're doing here. Recognizing something and then going, okay, this is it, is so that you can acknowledge it, be brutally honest, so that you can improve it. Because why? You need to take responsibility for it. Just sitting there going all the time feeling, well, I'm not this, I'm not that, like all of these things, and like this negative thinking of, like pity me, or oh my God, I'm so, like whatever. It could be a procrastination thing, and then you're just, the negative self-talk around that just keeps you stuck there. No. Recognizing you do it, taking responsibility for it, now we can find a solution on fixing it. And that's changing that thought pattern, because you have to recognize where the thoughts are around that have created the issue in the first place. And that's how we're going to build new beliefs. So this week, we're going to focus on building new beliefs. Who do you want to be? And I mean, really, if I were to challenge and say, like, if you were at your own funeral, it's a tough thing, but if you're at your own funeral, what would people be saying? So looking at your last week, where you've been, to where you would want to be. Like, if you're like, because at the end of the day, people are never going to remember you for your status, your money, really even the things you kind of like gave them, material things, none of that. They're going to remember you based on how you made them feel. So then I ask you, who are the people that are important enough that you would want to make an impact with? And I then on top of it, I challenge you to extend it outside of just people that are like just the friends and family you have now. Why do I say that? Because a lot of times too, the opinions of the friends and the families around us sometimes might be it's not what's best for us. They might love you and care, and they believe it is, but it might not be for you in your path, and you might have to grow outside of that, and that's on you and your responsibility. So how do you want to be remembered in this world? What type of an impact do you want to make? Where do you want to be remembered for, and why? And I'm telling you, you can, because everybody has their own set of circumstances. Everything that's happened to you in your life up until now to shape you, understand, as screwed up as it is, and all the different things, could be the biggest blessing. I had to see my sexual abuse as a blessing. I had to see the traumas as a blessing. I had to see the challenges as a blessing. Why? And that was the hardest thing. It took me a long time to work through, and it was a big pill to swallow. I had to see the friendship losses as a blessing. I had to see losing my job as a blessing. I had to see the extreme traumas being broke down to nothing as a blessing, because it was finally an opportunity for me to be brutally honest with myself and grow. That as you're getting to know me, because I'm very genuine in the fact that I care. I did try to end my life once before, and I failed. It was a long time ago. It was well over 13 years ago. It was only one time, and I never told anybody. It wasn't like I gave anybody like a lead in, like, oh, I'm gonna, like for attention or anything like that. I just one day I believed that was the right thing. I believed I wasn't meant to be on this earth and I didn't have a purpose to serve. And I thank God that I failed. Doctors pumped my stomach and all of those things, and I came back, and that brutal awakening of, what these are the consequences if this ever happens again. And I fought for 13 years afterwards to improve my circumstances and my life, and it was never easy. And even still having the thoughts of suicide in the back of my mind were there. So I know what it's like to be at, and I mean nothing. So when people say like having no dignity, no love, like nothing, and have to still see that as a blessing. And that's why I know if I can do that based on that mentality, that it can, help you do that, but you have to want to do that. Because why? I found my purpose in life. My purpose in life was helping educate others so they never feel as lonely and lost as I did. Because when I went to go get help, there was none. There was no help, and that's why I created the help. So all of that was a blessing. So where are you falling apart? Because that's actually a wake up to something not being right. It's a trigger. So that trigger is telling you need to look at that circumstance with different eyes to be more brutally honest. We can build up new beliefs so you can get out of those circumstances so that these things don't continue to happen. That's on you. That's your responsibility. Your responsibility. That's the thinking that needs to change. So what's the new beliefs you want to build? What's the new beliefs you want to build? How do you want to be remembered? How do you want to make an impact in this world? And you go, oh, whatever. There is something, because everything that has happened to you in your life happened and is an opportunity for you to learn and to grow. That's on you. And that goes back to your history. So then this is the time actually at this point, as we're building new beliefs and strengthening new beliefs, to review up until this point all of the things that all the work you have done as well. So actually, if you've been taking, your journals, your documents, your videos, rewatch them. Take some time this week as you're building your new beliefs. I want you to look back at those old beliefs and go, does this make sense? Is this true? And then say, these are the new beliefs I want to build. I don't want to be looked at that way anymore. I don't want to think of myself that way anymore. I want to see myself as, fill in the blanks. So then watch the video aid, Mind Candy support, post to the group, and let's get you building your new beliefs, because next month, we're getting more focused and it's getting more detailed. So we're gonna increase this workload, but fun workload. So I don't want to scare you. Like this is fun stuff. Development is fun, but it's also work, right? So I guess in a way I want to be brutally honest that you got to do the work, right? You have to do the work. So let's get you there. Let's go. New beliefs.